Okay, folks. Today is this sort of like moment where I'm giving you basically time in class to go take a hike or a walk, or to listen to nature, right? So however you're communing with nature, that's your deal. Once you have completed it, just go ahead and head over to Slack and then just kind of share a post about your experience. And I give you just some examples of what that might look like. Um, and that's it for class. So this is like kind of your day. So don't feel like you have to be sitting in front of a computer. Some of you might have already completed this for homework. Maybe you did it on Tuesday evening. Maybe you did it on Wednesday, in which case you can just jam and do whatever you want, right? During class time. Because this is kind of a free day you know what I mean. It's just a day, right? It's a day for us to sort of close out this unit in a really mindful way. So for homework, I want you to read some excerpts from Womack's Afrofuturism, uh, the world of Black sci-fi and fantasy culture. The reason why I want you to read this, you're going to be reading it and be like, oh, wait a second, what does this have to do with queer theory? I promise you, I swear to you, I am taking you on a neat, really cool journey for Unit 3, but to really kind of understand what I want you to look at, you're going to need to understand a little bit about Afrofuturism. I'm going to click on the piece really quick so I can explain. So there are actually 2 chapters in here, and I think that the reading is like, I don't know, about 40 pages. One, the text is like really huge, right? So just sort of keep that in mind. The key thing that I want you to keep in mind in chapter 2 that you're reading um, is really Womack's definition of, so definitely read this part about like the birth of the post-human. But I also really want you to and what does it mean to be human, all this kind of stuff. And then I really, really want you to pay attention to how Womack is describing what Afrofuturism is in this piece. Okay, so in that first chapter, it's not very long. Then the next chapter, and this one's actually super duper important, Mothership and the Key of Mars. It's chapter 4. This one, I know you're gonna be like, what the heck? But trust me when I tell you, this is so important. So Unit 3 is basically, we're going to be using Janelle Monáe as kind of like not a palimpsest, like a vehicle for talking about queer of color feminism. And we're going to be using her music to do that. Janelle Monáe is non-binary and uses both she, her, and they, them pronouns. So anyway, the reason why chapter 4 is important is because Afrofuturism isn't just about like, I think we might think, oh, sci-fi writing and film, but it's also like soundscapes. And so this chapter is actually kind of showing you Janelle Monáe's sort of sonic roots. And I want you to pay attention to that because Unit 3, to sort of like get us in that headspace, we're actually going to be talking about kind of creating like an Afrofuturistic playlist as like an activity in class. So it's going to be really helpful for you to kind of like know the names of the artists in this chapter. And again, I want you to keep in mind that this is all about like, what is the kind of like sonic timeline and legacy that Janelle Monáe is working from, okay? So that is the reason why you're reading these chapters. Again, they're gonna be really easy to read. It's not like, it's just really, really approachable writing, and it's super interesting, all right? So just sort of know that it looks a little bit longer, but it's gonna end up being I would say an easier read, if you will, okay? So that is your homework, okay? Cool beans.